education in India, high school, university course, and applying and enrolling at
The
university.
course,
So
right?
how much? Yeah, just education, and how much does it
This
cost to
is just
study in India?
briefly like for education. If you're coming for university here, minimum is start minimum college fee or university fees is start from $800 USD dollars to even 6K USD dollars. This is the rate only for studying in India. It depends on the place, on the city, on the university or the college you are coming. That is it.
Okay, just just to be a bit more precise, if somebody wants to come to India to study, to do a 3 years degree for let's say nursing, that's going to take 3 years. How much would that cost?
Yes,
roughly?
3 years. I'm saying it depends on the state. We have
okay.
India have so many states. Like there is
Yeah.
like if you're going to the high tech city, like the modern type city, you are definitely going to spend crazy. So if you are if the also it depends on the university, like high rated university, then also there the fees is different compared to other small university. So minimum the minimum started from 800. So for 3 years course is not that costly. You can get it from 800 up to 1,000 1K USD dollar. But some people are starting with $2K dollars, 3K, 4K, and that is it.
And is that for everybody or for people? Do you have to have a certain a document like a visa? Okay, is it for citizen or for anyone? That price?
Is it for
citizen?
No,
like
only
for India?
foreigners.
Only for foreigners. Okay, so for citizen it's less than that.
India, let me be honest with you. Most of the foreigners, not only foreigners, like you will find like other neighboring countries of India, like we can say Nepal or Bhutan, they are also considered as international students in India. So they are paying same as African or other foreign student coming to India. They are paying so much. Like you will find some local student, like Indian student, they will be starting maybe with let's say, for example, they will be starting with $50, and you will find a foreigner starting with $500.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Depending. It all depends on the place, on the state, university, and the city. That is it.
Okay. I will answer in about Australia. Again, Australia is probably is the most expensive country in the world. So for people living in Australia, to do a degree, I will just use a nursing degree, for example, IT degree, for example, you would be looking for 15,000 US dollars. It doesn't matter which state. That's the cheapest, right? That's the cheapest. And say 15,000 US dollars. That's the cheapest, and it doesn't matter which state. You go to expensive universities, you're gonna pay more than that. Okay, so and that's for people living in Australia. So the only people who come to study here as foreigners is people who come from an extremely wealthy country, from India and China. They come to study in Australia because for people who are not Australian citizens, I'm an Australian citizen myself, but for anyone who's not Australian citizen, you pay a minimum of 100,000 US dollars. 100,000 US dollars for somebody who's not an Australian citizen. So it's extremely expensive. I know a lot of Indians who studied here, but those people come from a very wealthy country, from a very family in India, background. And they come from a wealthy, some Asian come from wealthy family in China. But I'm from just a normal person. It's impossible, even if it's impossible for us who are Australian citizens. But the good thing about those people who are Australian citizens, there is something that it's called HELP. It's not help as in you need help. HELP is an abbreviation, HELP. It stands for High Education program loan or something. So it's a loan that you get from the government to pay for your school fees, and then once you graduate, you go back to work, then you pay the government back.
Is it for foreigners also, or
no, that's not for foreigners. So foreigners are not entitled. So that help thing is only for.
Do Australian also give scholarship like here in India is available like every year?
So I'm not sure how it's called. I believe yes they do, but I'm just not sure how that works. So but they do give scholarship. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. That's something I might have to research myself. So
studying in Australia is extremely costly. That is why
it's almost impossible. It's extremely expensive. So the government only help the citizen. So they pay for your university, and it depends on your qualification. If you want to be a doctor, for somebody who lives in Australia, it might cost about 100,000 US dollars. That's for Australian citizen to be a doctor. So that's not for foreigner. For foreigner, it's going to be double that. Right, so
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's extremely
Very
crazy.
different.
And even though you get the government benefit or the government support, but then when you pay them back, you pay back with interest. So if the government gave you $15,000, by the time you finish that payment, you pay with interest. So you end up paying
Yes.
back maybe
Gonna be
20,000, 30,000.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
it's extremely it's extremely crazy. So is it easy to apply for a visa or for student? You're a student, right? You
Yes,
probably
yes,
would have
yes. I'm a
applied.
student.
Okay. Okay, so how what's the process of getting a student visa, working visa in India?
Are you going fast or I should cover?
You can go and I'll explain.
Okay, applying for visa in India is a very simple process. Like it mostly depend on whatever type of visa you want. Like for me, I came India and I'm having 4 years now with a student visa. A student visa is also one of the easiest visa to get as long as you have the admission letter from any Indian college or any Indian university. Once you have that visa, admission letter got accepted by any university or college, then you can use it as a reference wherever you are in Africa or any other foreign country. You can use it for getting visa, and it doesn't take that much time. It's easily given without like once they have like some requirement as a student you have to give, and mostly like depending on the certificate. Just know once the college accept your admission, then done. You're done. You're going to get the visa within like 30 days. Easily you will get that. And another type of visa, like there's so many different type of visa, tourist visa, and yeah. They also have like uh, visa which is given to sick people. I don't know how you call it. I just forgot it. Like how do you say that? Can you help me on that?
Visa given to what people?
People who are coming for treatment, like
Okay, yeah, I know what you. Okay, I get what you mean.
yes,
Yeah.
they also have different visa. Whoever is coming for treatment, you get according to that. So like the visa for tourist visa is the cheapest visa. Like for you, if you are planning to visit India anytime, it only costs you like to maybe like $30 less than that. I saw it was like $27. Like for multiple entry it will take like 40 to 50 USD dollars only to visit India, and depending on whatever time, it's not that expensive. Yeah, very easy to get. You can do it online easily.
Okay, now awesome. When it comes to Australian visas, I haven't really done a lot of research, but I know we have Australia to come to Australia as a just for a holiday. It's easy, but easy for certain countries, like easy for Indian people, Sri Lankan, those South Asian people, and I think the entire Asian continent in general. It's very easy for them to apply for a working visa, to apply for a holiday visa, and to apply, I think, for like a spouse visa. Those kind of countries, but for African countries, it's very difficult because I know a lot of people live in Africa try to come to Australia, like from Sudan or from East African countries. It's extremely hard, almost impossible, unless those people have certain qualification. Because in Australia, they need people to work in the health industry, nurses. We have a lot of Indian that just apply for working visa from India. They come here as a nurse, they get the job immediately. So for them to get a working visa, it's not very hard, even for someone in Africa. But I've noticed the people who come from Africa to Australia as in a working visa, normally they come from Nigeria, Zimbabwe, and Kenya. Those three countries. I've never seen anybody in South Africa, but I've never seen anyone from let's say from South Sudan, let's say somebody from Egypt, which is also in Africa, or somebody from Congo, and all these kind of places. I think the process, I'm not sure what the process is. So I'm just sharing the information. I know the process is probably a lot difficult for those people, even though we have a lot of graduates in those part of Africa, but the process is not easy. But for people coming from Asia, especially India, it's very easy. Indian are probably the number one foreigners, or number two, maybe after Chinese, or number one. I'm not 100% sure about the statistic. Is either number one or number two here in Australia. And all of them, 90% of them come into two kind of visas, working visa and the student visa. A lot of them come to study in the Australian universities. So yeah, that's the information that I know. But
Okay.
in terms of applying, how you apply for the visa, to be honest, I don't have a lot of information. I don't want to be sharing information that I am not 100% sure about. Thank you so much, Mr. Gabs Gabi. And before I go, I just want to say thanks to Gabs Gabi for taking his time to do this video with me. And also I want to say thank you to anybody who's watching. Yeah, if you are watching from India, Australia, or Africa, or any part of the world, if you do find this content very valuable, please do share it, do like it.
Let them suggest other things they would love us to cover also.
Awesome. So yeah, as you heard, Gabs Gabi definitely suggest us if you've got anything, any topic you want us to talk about, whether it's about India or about Australia. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and subscribe to Gabs Gabi TV. So this is the end of the video. I'm gonna end it. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks.
How do you say? Okay.
Huh?
In India they say Jaya Hind. Jaya Hind. How do you say in Australia?
Oh, in Australia, we just say have a good one or have a nice day or have a good time.
In our country, South Sudan, they say Espelewe. Here they say
I'm not sure if they have something like that in Australia.
Okay, whatever. Jaya Hind, Jaya Africa, Jaya Australia. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Like the video, guys. Share.